All right, welcome back to Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place for all of us by helping us lock up some bad guys. I'm Chris Wright, your host, along with Chief Deputy Matthew Wade from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office.
Hey, here another week. That's good.
We survived Memorial Day weekend.
I tell you, I don't know. I saw all these pictures on Facebook of everybody being at the beach, the lake. They're all enjoying themselves. My wife made me work all weekend. I mean, to the point that I couldn't get out of bed hardly because she worked me so hard. So to all those people who had a good time, I'm glad someone did.
Yeah, I got a little bit of time out over by the pool, but we also spent a lot of time cleaning up cars, trying to get, we're going to be selling one car and moving one over. So yeah, a lot of time working this weekend, but it was still good.
It was good. We did take time out Monday to remember those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for all of our freedoms. My grandfather was in part of the invasion of Normandy and D-Day. My father served in the Air Force. I served in the Army, so it is something that's special to us, and we try to give back as much as we can, especially through my bagpiping and other things of that nature for veterans. But it's always good to remember those who've paid that sacrifice.
Absolutely. Let's talk about what the listeners have been giving back to us in the last week.
4 arrests this week brings our count up to 3,704 people put in jail, all because someone was willing to get involved. And I got a story today that's going to talk about people getting involved, and it's really good. But
are we going to save that for the crazy criminal at the end of the show?
We're going to save it for the crazy criminal at the end of the show. But you know, school's out. We've had Memorial Day. Summer's in full-fledged effect. A lot of kids are at home. People milling around. People are more active when it's warm, including burglars and people trying to scam you. And that's something to look out for during the summertime. Is somebody comes to your home and you don't know who they are, be a good witness. That's what most people don't realize is well, it was this guy. You know, they can't really tell us what they were driving, the tag number or a good description, anything that makes them special. Did they have earrings? Did the car have a dent in the hood? Was it a 4-door, 2-door? What color was it? But people who are trying to steal your stuff, they'll come up with all kinds of ways to do that. Somebody comes and knocks on your door and they say that they're looking for someone who's never lived there. That's a clue. They're probably a thief or a burglar. Try to get their tag number. Call law enforcement and let them know, because burglars will go out and they'll hit 2 or 3 houses a day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, just like they had a job.
And this time of the year, of course, a lot of us are getting out and doing things in our yards, and we may be leaving things out for a while. Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. Most car burglaries, you know, somebody gets their car broken into during the middle of the night, most of those are because they left the doors unlocked. Even if you live in a good neighborhood, if you're a thief, where's a thief going to go? To a neighborhood he thinks he might not get something, or to a really nice neighborhood he thinks might have a lot of stuff in the car. People say, well, I live in a nice neighborhood. I don't lock my car doors. Well, that's not being very smart. Lock your car doors. We lock ours 9 times out of 10, if not higher. Only cars they go into are those that are unlocked, because in the middle of the night, they don't want to make noise by shattering windows and do those kind of things. So.
Right. All right, well, we need to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup and our guests here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch
like me.
I once was
homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost.
But now I am
Sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to wash my camo so I'm ready for hunting season.
Get that stuff out of my washer. You should take it to a laundromat.
There isn't any good laundries around here.
Sure there is. Washington Aniston Coin Laundry on Quintard across from Walgreens and beside the Social Security office.
They have a washer that can handle a real man's jacket?
They have the biggest washers and dryers around, and you can get all your stuff finished within an hour.
Awesome. I'm headed to Washington Aniston Coin Laundry at 829 Quintard, and then I can take the rest of the day to get my other gear ready.
Or maybe you can finish the yard work.
Yeah, right after I sight my bow.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate, a new Platinum Visa card, another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
Hi, I'm Katina Houston Stroud with Family Links, and this is the Family Tip of the Week. Okay, so what's the issue? Digital drama. Digital drama describes the everyday tiffs and disputes that occur between friends, acquaintances, and sometimes strangers online or via text. A boy may change his relationship status to single immediately after a fight with his girlfriend to make a statement. A girl may post a comment about someone else knowing that people will see it, that friends may chime in, and that people will talk about it. In the same way that the term drama describes a performance, teens usually engage in online drama with an audience in mind. So why does it matter? Digital drama can feel very real to teens. It can lead to hurt feelings and even damage friendships. In some cases, digital drama can escalate into an offline fight, either verbal or physical. So how can we as parents help? First, help set boundaries. Parents, you can show support to your teens by understanding that these days relationships are often played out both online and in public, but kids need their family's guidance in establishing appropriate boundaries for healthy relationships, and parents need to model appropriate boundaries themselves. Lastly, use media to talk about drama. Explain to your kids that reality TV shows often display extremes. Point out that most reality TV shows have staged or scripted moments to keep their episodes action-packed, and this is not real life. Also, discuss how these shows can encourage negative stereotypes about friendships and communication. Remember, parents, let your kids know you're always there for them. Remind teens often that you're always available to talk to. And also use this opportunity to plug in other adults that your teens can talk to, like a school counselor, a favorite teacher, a coach, or even a friend's parent. Knowing that they have a trusted adult to talk to may encourage teens to open up more. For more family tips, please call Family Links at 256-820-5911.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up on our lineup this week, Terrell Lawler. Mr. Lawler, last known to be living in Oxford, he's wanted for receiving stolen property third. And take a look at Michael Kraft. Mr. Kraft, last known to be living in Weaver, he's wanted for failure to appear on child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And meet Robert Howard. Mr. Howard, last known to be living in Delta, he's also wanted for failure to pay child support, another deadbeat dad. And here we are again, Joshua Millam. Mr. Millam, last known to be living in Sylacauga, also a deadbeat dad, wanted on failure to pay child support. And we'd like you to meet Nicolal McGrath. Mr. McGrath, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for probation revocation on theft of property second. And this is Alicia Porter. Miss Porter, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for failure to appear for giving false name to law enforcement and theft of property third. And last up for the first half of our lineup, Kimberly Braca. Miss Braca, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for probation revocation on trafficking in illegal drugs. And that's it for the first half of the lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
All right, and welcome back to Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We'll have the second half of the lineup coming up in just a few minutes. But Matthew, right now we've got some guests joining us to talk about a lot of things that are growing in our community.
Hey, everything's growing, and that's great, isn't it?
Longleaf Botanical Gardens, Scott Skinner and Julia Seegers with us. You're both on the board for the Longleaf Botanical Gardens, right?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. And this is one of the most exciting things to me. We've got a lot of exciting things going on in Calhoun County here lately, but this to me is one of the most exciting. It's going what used to be a community center, and it's completely changed now, and every time I go up there it looks different.
Well, it's a lot of work by a lot of people over the last, I guess, 5 or 6 years. The gym started when the city donated the land, 74 acres, to the museum, and then over time it's become its own standing entity as part of the museum complex. And it's fabulous. And we've got the building itself has a lot of meeting centers, meeting space for different events, wedding events. Scott's been very helpful in actually helping design some of that. And so we're ready to let the public see a lot of what we're doing and join in the fun.
Yeah, Scott, it's been a long process here, at least to me. I have a short attention span. But we hear a few years ago, okay, we're going to have this botanical gardens, but this isn't just something that pops up overnight. You can't do this immediately, can you?
Oh no, it takes a village, and we've got a really good board, and we've hired some really great landscape architects with a master plan, and I think it's going to be quite an asset to Anniston and the surrounding area.
And already is to some degree. Where are we in the process right now today?
We just are finishing the master plan itself, which Jeff Carbo and Associates from Baton Rouge, Louisiana have designed, and we will be unveiling that at our event coming up, which we'll talk about in a minute. But they have really studied the area. They've talked to a lot of people. They've been here several times, and they design public gardens as a big part of their prospect list or their client list, I guess, and have done some magnificent work all over the United States. And we really felt like they could capture the feeling of the longleaf pine here in the old growth forest and really make something special and unique to the area and make it a tourist attraction.
Especially unique to the area. That's a key, because there are botanical gardens in lots of cities across the country. You go over to Birmingham, they've got a pretty nice one over there. We don't want to have the same thing everybody else has. We want to have some things that you don't see in other places in Calhoun County, but you also want to have some things that are special to our location.
Yeah, and what we've done is they have looked at the topography, they've looked at the ecology, and I'm not a plant expert, so I can't get into all of that, and we're still figuring all that out as they unveil. But
I'm an expert at killing them.
Well, I can keep them alive, but
can you take a look at my driveway?
Don't ask me the Latin names.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but particularly the longleaf pine, which is it has been on. It's been harvested too much over the last 50 years for construction, and it's coming back, and there's a lot of efforts all across the South to revive it. So this is another effort to really treasure that and make it a part of this whole area for people to come and enjoy it and learn the ecology of it and have recreation. I hear there's a zip line in the works. Awesome. Hadn't seen that yet, but there are rumors. And we've just got a great supporting community, and the area itself is at the foot of the Appalachian Mountains, so it's a great place to come and really enjoy and understand our state and our region and the beauty that's everywhere here.
Now, Matthew had a specific request. I don't know if you can take this back to the full board and see about the specific plant request. He wanted one of those giant Venus flytraps that's large enough to eat a person like you see in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
You have to talk to Hayes Jackson, our horticulturalist, for that. He likes some interesting things too. So.
Well, I have learned, being an outdoorsman, I have learned that there's certain things that one tree not being around might affect animals that you never knew of in a certain way, and wanting to make sure that we keep those animals around. It's important for us to understand our ecology and what we do have and don't have, and make sure we don't get rid of things that are needed, because being an outdoorsman is not all about just hunting, it's about being out there and enjoying it. So. That's
correct. And we also have some sustainability efforts underway with this. The initial design work that we've seen has a demonstration kitchen and an edible garden, and of course the botanicals you would want to see, informal gardens everywhere, a wedding event garden, lawn, which will feed out from our Anniston Rotary room. What is that, a classroom or an event room?
An event room.
Yeah, and so it's just going to be a great venue. Scott would be better to address some of that. But
if somebody today wanted to plan an event coming up in the near future, they can make a reservation?
They sure can. They can call the Anniston Museum of Natural History and talk to Gina Morey, who handles the events out there. But at the Botanical Gardens, we're a multifunctional facility. We have several rooms to rent, and Longleaf Hall and the Anniston Rotary Room, and we do have a classroom and a state-of-the-art boardroom.
And speaking of events, we've got a specific event that's coming up very soon where you can have a chance to actually come out and see what it's all about and support the efforts at the same time. We need to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will talk about that here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Your word is rigmarole.
Can you define it?
A long, complicated, and annoying process.
Can you use it in a sentence?
The last time I tried to buy a car, I just got a big load of rigmarole.
Well, you should have gone to Jacksonville Auto Sales.
Jacksonville Auto Sales across from Walmart in Jacksonville, or find us on the web at jascars.com. Remember, Jacksonville Auto Sales, home of the no rigmarole deal.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch like me.
I once was
Homeless.
broken, sad,
Just lost. But now I am sober.
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to wash my camo so I'm ready for hunting season.
Get that stuff out of my washer. You should take it to a laundromat.
There isn't any good laundries around here.
Sure there is. Washington Anderson Coin Laundry on Quintard across from Walgreens and beside the Social Security office.
They have a washer that can handle a real man's jacket?
They have the biggest washers and dryers around, and you can get all your stuff finished within an hour.
Awesome. I'm headed to Washington Anderson Coin Laundry at 829 Quintard, and then I can take the rest of the day to get my other gear ready.
Or maybe you can finish the yard work.
Yeah, right after I sight my bow.
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Jeffrey Woods. Mr. Woods, last known to be living in Fultondale. He's wanted for failure to pay child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And we'd certainly like you to meet Wendy Wise. Miss Wise, last known to be living in 5 Points. She's wanted for failure to appear on domestic violence harassment. And this is Willard Quinn. Mr. Quinn, last known to be living in Gadsden. He's wanted for receiving stolen property second. And take a look at Teddy Lee. Mr. Lee, last known to be living in Bessemer. He's wanted for harassment. And meet Luis Flores. Mr. Flores, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for probation revocation on possession of marijuana second. And last up in our lineup this week, Megan Kennedy. Miss Kennedy, last known to be living in Oxford. She's wanted for probation revocation on possession of marijuana second, use and possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting arrest. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you know whereabouts of any of these folks, and we hope you do, please give us a call at Crime Stoppers, 256-238-1414.
All right, we'll have some more crime fighting for you here in just a few minutes with the Crime Stoppers segment of the show, but right now we're talking with Julia and Scott from the Longleaf Botanical Gardens in Anniston, up there, part of the museum complex now and a growing part of the complex. And we've got an event coming up very soon that a lot of people need to know about.
Yes, we do. Saturday, June 11th, we have a garden party and unveiling of the master plan. It's open to anyone, and it's going to be a great evening. We've got cocktails from 6 to 7:30, and they're going to be throughout the gardens that are there now and in the hall. We have a great dinner by Classical Noble, and then we've got entertainment from the JSU Jazz Band. So it's going to be quite an evening, and the most important is the Carbo will be there talking about the master plan, and there will be an unveiling so people can see and come help us grow.
So right now there's a secret out there that none of us, well, you guys probably do know.
Sounds very interesting. The unveiling of the master plan.
Here they are on this law enforcement show talking about these their master plan that they're not going to reveal to the, I think you need to get it out of them, Matthew.
We'll give you some clues.
You're good at interrogating, aren't you?
We're going to follow them is what we're going to do.
No, it's going to be a fun event, and we did want to do it in May. There was some conflict, so we moved it out a little bit, but I think Kentucky Derby and Derby hats and just garden dress and just a good time, a lot of fun and fellowship. It's not going to be weighted with a program at all. It's, you know, we're going to have a lot of that for viewing and just a few comments from the Carbo group. Jeff Carbo and 2 of his associates are coming down, so everybody can, or coming up, I guess, from Baton Rouge, so everybody can see them. But the main thing is to get out and see it and learn about it and think about it when you want to have an event or want to take your kids somewhere in the future when it's ready to really be a gardens destination.
So if somebody wants to attend this event, what do they need to do?
They need to call Brianna Walker at 256-231-3815, or they can email her at bwalker@southernco.com. Tickets are $75 a person or $140 a couple, and you will get some drink tickets for beer and wine, and we'll have a cash bar on hand.
Do we have any information about this online at the we have the website, Facebook page?
Yes, we have a Facebook page under Longleaf Botanical Garden, and you can go to that and see all sorts of descriptions there.
But certainly if you just drop by anywhere in the museum complex,
yes,
somebody will be glad to tell you all about it.
The master plan is not on Facebook. It is the biggest secret in Calhoun County right now.
We've got some clues on
They
that.
got me interested now about this master plan. He said the unveiling of the master plan got my attention.
You know, that means that it hasn't been announced yet, so there's still time to work in your man-eating Venus flytrap.
I'll give you one clue. Golden Spiral.
I'm terrible at these kind of things.
Well, that'll give you
Golden
something to do for the next week.
So how far out do you think we are, Scott, from the gardens being, of course this is something that's always going to be evolving, but how far are we from being at a point where you drive up and it is a finished product as much as a botanical gardens can be?
Correct. We've got a little ways to go. We're, like I said, unveiling the master plan, and then we'll take that plan and, you know, with some conversation and plug in some other areas. We've got an outdoor amphitheater that they're proposing for us, and working with the community and seeing, I would say, how long, Julia, would you say?
At least phase 1, I would think within 12 months.
17.
Yeah. And it all comes down to community support, and we are going to phase it to do it in, you know, in ways that make sense from a what can be used first to bring in revenue to, you know, to help feed it, and also what can be accomplished and makes sense from the construction, and then also not have to be undone to do the next phase. So,
and that's where that master plan comes in. You got to take
Every time
this
they say
step
that, I
and
expect
build from it.
it's like some villainous music to come on.
and I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our many sponsors. I won't try to list them now, but we do have underwriters, the Longleaf Botanical Gardens Foundation Board, and also Eastman Corporation are presenting sponsors. And then we've got a whole host of great community partners who always come, you know, to support this community and opportunities to see it grow and improve our quality of life.
And again, for the events that are already happening, Scott, you said people are already having events out there. What are some of the comments that you're hearing from these people after they've had their event at the Longleaf Botanical Gardens?
They're a little surprised of what's available right now. And we do have a great facility, like I say, a multifunctional facility in any particular type of room that you might want to rent. So they're excited about that. We're excited to bring another event venue to the area. And like Drew said, we'll have our wedding and event garden off of the Anniston Rotary Room, which will be perfect for small, medium, large weddings. And I think they're amazed to see what all can be done in a facility that's up and running and ready to go.
So a lot happening now, a lot more to come in the future, and we'll find out about the future here in a couple of weeks with the garden party.
And Matthew, you've got to be there.
The unveiling of the master plan. I'm excited about that.
Julia, Scott, thank you very much for all the work you're doing to make this happen and for being here today. And we will be back in just a few minutes with the Crime Stoppers segment of the show and our Crazy Criminal of the Week.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
Your word is rigmarole.
Can you define it?
A long, complicated, and annoying process.
Can you use it in a sentence?
The last time I tried to buy a car, I just got a big load of rigmarole.
Well, you should have gone to Jacksonville Auto Sales.
Jacksonville Auto Sales across from Walmart in Jacksonville, or find us on the web at jascars.com. Remember, Jacksonville Auto Sales, home of the no rigmarole deal.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch.
Like me.
I once was.
Homeless.
Broken. Sad.
Just lost.
but now I am
sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show. You only have one case this week, so we want you to work real hard on it. On May 19th, this vehicle was broken into on Hill Drive in Ohatchee. They got away with a computer, tablet, and a bunch of other electronics. So if you know anything about this case, please give us a call at Crime Stoppers, 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, usually I get to surprise Matthew with our crazy criminal, and he doesn't know what's coming. Today, I don't know what's coming.
You don't know what's coming, but first I want to ask you, this TV show, would you consider it to be a success?
Absolutely. I mean, we've caught thousands of people.
How do we catch those people? We put them on TV, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, about a year ago, we had an antique store in town who had a theft. They had the people on video. We investigated it. Nobody could identify these two females on this video. I mean, we did everything we could. We put them on TV, everything. Well, there was an incident that happened in Talladega County on Friday or Thursday or Friday of last week. Person that owns the antique store was watching the news, and lo and behold, the news reporter's interviewing two females about what happened. It's the same two females that stole from their store over a year ago. So she calls us, a deputy goes out, he does some investigating, finds an address, he goes to their house, he comes up on the porch. This takes so many turns here. He gets on the porch, as he's knocking on the door, he looks over, lo and behold, there's 12 marijuana plants growing right there on the porch. So he knocks on the door, he has a conversation, recovers everything that was stolen from the antique store.
A year later.
Over a year later. And marijuana to boot. So we call that good police work, but better yet, we call it working together. We can get a whole lot done. The power of TV, the power of this show, putting people out there. When it's your picture out there, you don't like it, but it sure helps us. And if you know you're stealing stuff from people and you're growing marijuana, you might not want to go put yourself on TV. When they ask for the interview, you might go say, I'm good.
Yeah.
Fame will get you every time.
Not a good idea. Okay. All right. Well, that's all the time that we have for this week. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.